A very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter Plant Kingdom. Before going to start, first revise our previous class content, then we proceed to the today's topic. In previous class, we have discussed about the pteridophyte or gymnosperm. In gymnosperm, the plant, the tallest plant, gymnosperm plant is Sequoia, which is also known as redwood tree. Also, there are so many type of plant of which belongs to gymnosperm. Mostly they show the seed habit but lack the xylem vessels. But well-defined vascular bundles are present in such case. They show the male and female cone. In case of Pinus or in case of Pinus, whereas in case of Cycas, they represent the male cone are distinct than the female. Female do not form the cone, but they are aggregate in the word manner. They show the plants of gymnosperm show the symbiotic association with algae and the fungi. The symbiotic association with algae present in Cycas or that Cycas root, that type of root is known as corelloid root, or that root represent the another characteristic feature cyanobacteria present in the algal zone of corelloid root that fix nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, and give it to the plant, or that the plant in place of this nitrogen give nutrients to the algae. To the algae. Now in the Pinus, the mycorrhiza is present, which is a symbiotic association with fungi, or fungal hyphae absorb the nutrient and water from the soil or give it to the plant, and plant in place of the nutrient they give carbohydrate to the fungi. Now another important thing is that the megasporophyll or microsporophyll resemble the main cone and the female cone in case of Pinus, or female megasporophyll are present, which represent the female sex organ are present at the megasporophyll, and microsporophyll bear the male sex organ in which the pollen grain form. Pollen grain are winged in case of Pinus, and the sperms mostly are motile in case of Cycas. They are multiflagellated. Or the Cycas also show the sexual dimorphism. That means the male represents the tall plant, whereas the female represents the dwarf plant. So overall, but in case of Pinus, there is no such differentiation in between the male and female. Both the male and female cone appear on the same plant. The Pinus represent the monoecious type of habitat, whereas in Cycas they show the dioecious plant, which is because of the presence of male and female reproductive part present on two different plants. Male plant is separate from the female plant. Female plant only bears megasporophyll, whereas male plant only bears the microsporophylls, which bears the spores. Now main plant body is sporophyte, as in case of pteridophytes, there is in the pteridophyte the gametophytic generation and gametophytic stage and the sporophytic stage both are independently from each other, but in case of gymnosperm the gametophytic stage is highly reduced in the form of pollen grain and ovule or egg. So overall they represent the few number of cells in gametophyte, whereas pteridophyte is well differentiated, both the gametophyte and the pteridophyte, gametophyte and the sporophytic stage of the plant. But now come to the today's topic. After the gymnosperm, the different plant. Male plant is separate from the female plant. Female plant only bears megasporophyll, whereas male plant only bears the microsporophylls, which bears the spores. Now main plant body is sporophyte, as in case of in case of pteridophytes, where there is in the pteridophyte the gametophytic generation and gametophytic stage and the sporophytic stage both are independently with from each other, but in case of gymnosperm the gametophytic stage is highly reduced in the form of pollen grain and ovule or egg. So overall they represent the few number of cells in gametophyte, whereas pteridophyte is well differentiated both the gametophyte and the pteridophyte, gametophyte and the sporophytic stage of the plant. But now come to the today's topic. After the gymnosperm, the angiosperm, some top points of the angiosperm are important. Angiosperms. In the angiosperms, they are flowering plants. Seeds are present, but in gymnosperm the seeds are without coat, but here is the coat. Seeds have coat, seed coat. Next important thing is that the smallest angiosperm is Wolffia. Smallest angiosperm is Wolffia, and the tallest angiosperm is Eucalyptus. So, which is the tallest, which is also known as monster of water, because they absorb overall the groundwater where they are present, or absorb the other groundwater which is for other plant, which is for growth of other plant. Now, another important thing is that there are two classes. Classes are of angiosperm are two: dicotyledon and dicot and monocot. In the dicot, two cotyledons are present. But in case of monocot, only one cotyledon is present. So they represent the two type of characteristics. Next thing is important thing. They show double fertilization. Double fertilization is present in the angiosperm. Double fertilization present in the angiosperm. Double fertilization, that means syngamy, fusion of gametes, and triple fusion. Syngamy is simply a fusion of gamete, and triple fusion is fusion of polar nuclei fuse with sperm. So the three nucleus fuse to form triploid, 3 nucleus. So that's why they are known as triple fusion. 3 nuclei fuse to form 3 endosperm. Whereas fusion of gamete form diploid zygote. So here is the overall about the angiosperm. Next is alternation of generation. As in previous class we have discussed, the pteridophyte or bryophyte also shows the alternation of generation. That means the gametophytic stage and the sporophytic stage represents in alternate manner, or diploid or haploid stages are present in alternate manner. But because of the presence of these two stages in the alternate manner, these represent alternation of generation. So we can easily understand the overall alternation of generation in case of pteridophyte. So overall, the life cycle of angiosperm represent the alternation of generation. Now, how they represent the alternation of generation? For example, this is a flowering plant. Now, if we want to discuss a flower, so flower have the two part. Stamen or androecium and gynoecium. Androecium and gynoecium. Now, androecium is responsible for the formation of pollen grain. These are pollen grain. And gynoecium represent the stigma, style, ovary. Inside the ovary, ovule is present. Now, androecium, inside the androecium or anther, the pollen grain will form. These pollen grain reach onto the stigma or onto the stigma of a plant, or they germinate to form pollen tube. These pollen tube transfer their sperm into the ovule, or after the transmission of their sperm into the ovule, they finally transfer their sperm into the egg or embryo sac. Embryo sac. Here is the embryo sac which is present inside the ovule. Here is egg, two synergids. These are two synergid or antipodal cells. Each pollen grain have two sperm. One sperm fused with the egg and the second one fused with the polar nuclei. So that's why the double fertilization takes place. After the double fertilization, egg is converted into the seed. Egg is converted into the seed, or seed then germinate into the whole plant. So the whole plant represent diploid, or that diploid condition represent its sporophytic generation, sporophyte, and the androecium and gynoecium have the pollen grain and ovule inside the ovule or egg. So pollen grain represent the haploid condition. This embryo sac also contain haploid cells. Like if we want to discuss the synergid, haploidy of synergid, so they are haploid. Antipodals are also haploid. Egg cells are also haploid. So overall, egg cell with embryo sac or with egg apparatus shows the gametophyte. Gametophyte because they are haploid in nature. Haploid cells, like if we want to discuss the synergid, haploidy of synergid, so they are haploid. Antipodals are also haploid. Egg cells are also haploid. So overall, egg cell with embryo sac or with egg apparatus shows the gametophyte. Gametophyte because they are haploid in nature. Gametophyte. So because they are haploid in nature, so that's why they show this type of characteristic. Now seeds again diploid. Seeds, because of fusion of sperm with the egg and the polar nuclei form, again retain the diploid condition. The egg is converted into the embryo, or embryo is diploid. Here is embryo. Diploid also represent the sporophyte. So here is alternation of generation represented by the angiosperm. Now let us discuss about the type of life cycle. Now type of life cycle represented by the overall individuals of the bryophytes, pteridophytes, some algae, and interestingly the algae also shows the haplodiplontic type of life cycle. First we discuss about the haplontic type of life cycle, which are represented by most of the bryophytes and algae. Life cycle of plant kingdom. Now we will discuss in the haplontic type of life cycle. Haplontic life cycle. So haplontic type of life cycle is that type of life cycle which have almost all the individual in haploidy. So overall, when we discuss about the Marsilea, the plant have the antheridium or archegonium. On the plant. The plant have antheridium and archegonium. Plant form both male and female reproductive organ over it. So the plant are haploid in nature, or that means only one set of chromosome. So in the archegonium or antheridium, the motile sperm form or egg formation occur. The gametes are, because the plant is haploid, so whatever the gamete is formed, there is no need for meiosis division because plant is already haploid in nature. So that's why during the formation of gamete, there is no meiosis occur during the formation of gamete. Now these gamete, male gamete and female gamete, fuse to form zygote. Then zygote undergoes in meiosis division to form haploid spores. Undergoes in meiosis division to form haploid spores. So only zygote is diploid in nature. So that's why this type of life cycle is known as haplontic type of life cycle. Now spores germinate to form the plant. Spores germinate to form the whole plant. So or gametophyte. Now this type of meiosis is known as zygotic meiosis. Zygotic meiosis always takes place in case of plant, in case of bryophytes. Now next is diplontic type of life cycle. Diplontic, first we discuss about the haplodiplontic type of life cycle. Second, sorry. Haplodiplontic life cycle. Haplodiplontic life cycle. In the haplodiplontic life cycle, both the phases are individually represented by the plant. That means sporophytic stage, or in the haplodiplontic life cycle, both the phases are individually represented by the plant. That means sporophytic stage or gametophytic stage. Here is plant body which is diploid in nature, or that represent the sporophyte. Now they bears spores. The formation of spores takes place by the meiosis division. Spores. Now spores undergoes in germination to form gametophyte. Now gametophyte, because the meiosis division takes place, so spores are haploid in nature. From haploid spores, the haploid spores germinate to form gametophyte. These gametophyte are also haploid in nature because the haploid sets are present, a chromosome are present. Now gametophyte give rise to Antheridium and Archegonium. Antheridium and Archegonium. Antheridium reproduce form male gamete and Archegonium form female gamete. Both male gamete and female gamete fuse to form zygote. Now zygote give rise to plant, whole plant. Diploid in nature, here is haploid. So both the stages are independently shown by the plant. So that's why such type of life cycle is known as haplodiplontic type of life cycle. Haplodiplontic of life cycle because the spores germinate to form gametophyte, and gametophyte bears Antheridium and Archegonium. Archegonium form the male gamete and Archegonium form female gamete, and Antheridium form male gamete, Archegonium form female gamete. Now they fuse to form zygote, which is diploid in nature. Diploid zygote convert into the whole plant body. So here is another feature which is shown by some of the red algae and brown algae. Also in most common in pteridophyte form, Antheridium form male gamete, Archegonium form female gamete. Now they fuse to form zygote, which is diploid in nature. Diploid zygote convert into the whole plant body. So here is another feature which is shown by some of the red algae and brown algae. Also in most common in pteridophytes. Now next is the diplontic type of life cycle. Diplontic type of life cycle represented by higher plants or angiosperm. So diplontic life cycle. Diplontic life cycle in the here is plant. Plant cells, plant form flowers. For example, flowers have the male and female reproductive organ. In the male and female reproductive The male and female reproductive organ bears pollen grain or pollen grain and egg or embryo sac. Fusion takes place, give rise to zygote, or after the zygote formation, zygote converted into the embryo. Embryo gives whole embryo converted into seed. Seed give rise to the plant. Now the flower are here is plant is diploid, so flower is also diploid. The formation of pollen grain and egg takes place by meiosis. Meiosis division. After the meiosis division, they form zygote. After the meiosis division, they form pollen grain and egg. Egg and pollen grain and plus and fuse to form zygote. Zygote converted into here is 2n into 2n embryo, 2n seed, or give rise to 2n plant. So overall, the gametophytic stage is only the pollen grain and an egg. So that represent the only the gametophyte, whereas other cells represent the seed habit, other represent the sporophyte, other stages represent the sporophyte. 2n. So here is the overall about the type of life cycle, which is represented by the different type of plant or represented by the different type of plant. If we talk about the bryophyte, the life cycle represented by the bryophytes are haplontic in nature, or they represent the haplontic type of life cycle because of the presence of haploid plant, or most of the cells in alternation of generation stages in alternation of generation shows the same same ploidy, whereas in haplodiploidy both gametophytes are and the sporophytes are independently shown by the plant life cycle. Both are free living, so such type of life cycle are known as haplodiploidy, whereas in haplontic type of life cycle the sporophytes are dominant over the gametophytes are dominant over the sporophyte, and sporophyte are dependent on the gametophyte. In the diplontic type of life cycle, the mostly angiosperm represents such type of life cycle, or in such type of plant, the dominant phase is sporophyte because main plant body represent the sporophyte diploid in nature, or only haploid cells are egg and pollen grain. Sperm are also said to be sperm and pollen grain. So here is the overall about the gametophytes are dominant over the sporophyte, and sporophyte are dependent on the gametophyte. In the diplontic type of life cycle, the mostly angiosperm represents such type of life cycle, or in such type of plant, the dominant phase is sporophyte because main plant body represent the sporophyte diploid in nature, or only haploid cells are egg and pollen grain. Sperm are also said to be sperm and pollen grain. So here is the overall about the plant. Here is the overall about the life cycle of the angiosperm, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, that represents the sporophytic diplontic type of life cycle. Haplodiplontic type of life cycle represented by the pteridophytes. Bryophyte represent the haplontic type of life cycle. So overall, these are the cells who represent the different type of life cycle, or in the plants who represent the different type of life cycle. I hope you like this video. Keep listening and watching me, and thank you for listening and watching me. That represents the sporophytic diplontic type of life cycle. Haplodiplontic type of life cycle represented by the pteridophytes. Bryophyte represent the haplontic type of life cycle. So overall, these are the cells who represent the different type of life cycle, or in the plants who represent the different type of life cycle. I hope you like this video. Keep listening and watching me, and thank you for listening and watching me.